In this fifth episode, I'm going to talk about high elbow set. And if there's a difficult concept for a lot of triathletes to really put in the registry up here and then apply it when they get in the pool, it's the high elbow set. So I'm going to go through just a couple things right now, and then we're going to see Kelsey in action in the water replicating this high elbow set position. One of the issues with it, it's not a natural position. So when I do a high elbow set, where else do you do this? Nowhere. This is just in freestyle. But that's kind of the motion. That's a quick motion, a semblance of the front end of the stroke. So I have the entry, high elbow set, and I'm right here to set up a really powerful freestyle stroke. I've got these tennis balls in my hands. Why would I use these tennis balls? The tennis balls heighten the nerve endings in your hand, and so when I take these tennis balls off, it feels like I've got garbage can lids for hands, and then I can feel that high elbow set. That's the magic of the tennis balls. So quite often I have my athletes swim 4 to 6 25s with the tennis balls. We may apply the paddles, fins as well, and then we take these tennis balls out, and all of a sudden you can start to feel a little bit of pressure on that front end. So let's take a look at it on land with the stretch cords, and then we'll get in the water. I'm bent over, and I've got Kelsey on camera here. She's our superstar swimmer, and she's going to show this high elbow set. We've got the stretch cords right now. So on this high elbow set, I like to do a half pull, and we're going to start off with a half butterfly pull. So think of freestyle, but both arms are going to be working simultaneously. So go ahead, Kelsey. I'm the pull, and let's do just a couple pullbacks just like you normally would do in freestyle. Here we go. So go ahead and stop shy this time. Just do a double arm. And as we do a double arm, go ahead and stop underneath your chest right there. So that's the half pull. And the nice thing to look at is look at the high elbow set. Come forward just a few inches towards me now. Okay, right there. Now the hands have entered the water. There's the high elbow set. Come forward a little bit more. Now we're on the front end of the stroke. And here's where we begin the high elbow set. Almost occurs right away once the hands go below the surface. And you start off slowly to begin with so that you can garner tension in your hand and your forearm. So do a real slow one for me, Kelsey. Good, and now go ahead and finish all the way through, full extension all the way back by our hips. So that's a full double arm pull. Now we can alternate underwater, so we can do one arm out in front and one back. So now we're going to replicate freestyle. So we can start with both arms out in front, one arm's going to pull all the way through, and we'll just alternate. So we'll do an underwater recovery, and all the way through. Beautiful. And that's the high elbow set. Watch this arm right there is the high elbow set. And that's what we want to master when we get in the pool. So we're going to put Kelsey in the pool here in just a minute, and we can see it underwater. Okay, I hope that helps. High elbow set is probably the most critical phase in freestyle swimming because this is where you generate the power. And it's a bit tricky to get the complexity of this high elbow set. So remember, you can start off in the water, and it almost seems unnatural to do this in the water. But if you watch when I'm doing this high elbow set, there's very little movement with my upper arm, and it's really the lower arm. So even practicing standing with water level right at your shoulders and practicing a double arm high elbow set just to get the feel of it. Put your face down, do it again, then you're going to start to get the comprehension of what that actually feels like without pulling back with the dropped elbow, which is really the critical problem where I see elbow drop right away. Another way to think about it, which I remind you of, is you have an eyeball on your elbow, and that eyeball looks out towards the side wall. It never wants to point down towards the bottom, because if you do that, you're going to start pulling back with your upper arm. Lastly, try that sort of elongated doggy paddle underneath where you're really methodical and you're getting a little bit of shoulder rotation, so you're replicating the rotation on the stroke, and you're having a high elbow set as you're going through the whole pattern with an underwater recovery. It's an easy way to start to get the feel of this high elbow set, and then you'll be able to implement it with your regular stroke. So work on this one. It's a difficult one. It's one that I remind my swimmers all the time. Set your elbows better. And generally you have one good side and one not as fluid side, so make sure that you're working on that weaker side as well.